Hi, my name is Enzo. I'm a founder of Dental Tech Expert, and today we're going to cover one of the questions we get asked the most, which is it financially worth it to buy a digital workflow? But before we go into the deep dives of all that, I wanted to ask you guys, please subscribe to the channel, share the video, save, do something with it. Now let's jump into that subject. And the way we have to address this topic of is it financially worth it? We have to only focus on the financial aspect of it. I could make a huge argument of why operationally, logistically, even on the clinical side of why you should adopt digital technology. But today we're only going to focus on the financial aspect of it. And the way we have to do that, we have to run a really simple math. We have to take what would be your profit running a digital, let's call it a digital clinic or a digital lab. If that profit is higher than leaving your money at the bank, definitely you should do it. If it's not higher, definitely you should not do it. It's as simple as that. But how do you get to that number? And that's my goal today. We're gonna cover a full analysis of what could be the expected results of a digital workflow inside an average clinic in the US. When we say average clinic, what are we saying? In terms of volume, an average clinic is going to do between 40 to 60 crowns a month. We're going to consider 50 crowns to our evaluation here. In terms of cost, how much does an average clinic charge for a porcelain crown? It charges on average 1,500 US. So we're going to use that as a basis for our calculation. And just keep in mind that this spreadsheet that we're using today, you're going to have it available on the link down below. So let's start the calculation here. The very first thing you're going to put is the number of crowns per month that you're going to do. And that amounts to 50, the average that we're saying. What is this first, just see here, what is going to be this first phase of our evaluation? We're going to check exactly what is the material cost to produce, to make a zirconia single crown. We're going to evaluate is how much you're going to spend in burrs. So as you can see here, the burr set for zirconia and PMMA, they're going to cost pretty much the same. And we are considering here a set of 3 burrs with a cost of $60 each burr. That amounts to the 180 that you guys see here. What is the average crowns that you can mill with one set of those burrs? Each burr, each brand is going to have a different number for that. Usually the lifetime of the burrs are given in hours. So what we did here, we broke it down to an average number of 250 crowns milled with one set of burrs. So how do we calculate how much are we spending per crown of burrs? It's the $180 divided by this 250, which gives us the 72 cents worth of burrs per crown. Let's move on to the zirconia calculations. How much in material are we spending on a single crown? When we talk about zirconia discs, you probably have easily over 100 options on the market. You have zirconia starting as low as $90, going as high as probably $350, $300. We're going to take an average cost of $150 per zirconia discs. How many crowns can you fit on a zirconia disc? That's going to vary a lot depending on the type of cases. If you're doing only molars, centrals, of course that changes a lot. But on average, let's say you can put 24 crowns. How do you calculate how much you're spending of zirconia per crown? You divide the 150 by the 24 and you're gonna get this number that you see here, the 625, right? If we add the 72 cents with the 625, we get a total cost in consumables per zirconia crown, which amounts to $6.97. Let's round it up to roughly $7, right? The next step, we have to include the direct labor costs. So direct labor meaning people that are actually going to touch that crown to get it done, right? I'm considering here 2 different technicians. I'm considering one to design and do the nesting, let's call this guy the CAD CAM lab tech, and we're considering a ceramist, someone to do just the finishing, whether that's a makeup, stacking ceramics, whatever it is. So those two techs, what are we considering? We are considering the average base salary in the US of a lab tech of around 60,000. If we divide that 60K by 12, we're gonna get an average of 5,000 as a base salary per month. And you can see the base salary for those two techs right down below here. We're also adding a commission for those two guys. We're considering that the design guy is gonna get $10 per crown that they design, and the finishing is gonna get $25 per crown that they finish. So if we take now the $697 worth of materials, we add to the $10 worth of commission, and we add the $25 worth of commission for finishing, we get what would be our cost of production per crown, which amounts to $41.97. Roughly $42. Now let's do the math to see what the operation looks like financially when using a system like this. As I said in the beginning, we're considering the price per crown, the average cost of a crown in the US being $1,500. That's clinic to patient price. We're not talking about lab to clinic, we're talking about clinic to patient price, average of $1,400. How do we calculate the gross revenue? We take this $1,400 and we multiply by the 50 crowns, that's the average volume. We get a gross revenue of 70,000. How do we calculate the variable cost that you guys see here? We're gonna take this $41.97, which is the individual cost for each crown between materials, consumables, and direct labor. And we're gonna multiply that 41 by the amount of crowns that we're doing per month, which is 50. And that numbers gives us roughly $2,100 US. After we put the variable costs, let's say that 25% of everything that is done on this mill is going to be used for other expenditures. Understand other expenditures here as rent, admin staff, energy bills, maintenance bills, all these things that go in the operational cost, but they are not directly tied to the production itself. So again, what I'm doing here, I'm taking 25% of the revenue and considering that 25 goes to pay all of these bills. On our scenario here, from the 70,000, 17.5 is going to be used only for these other expenditures. How did we get to this 25%? This is the average that we see talking to a lot of clinics throughout these years. After we have these other expenditures, we have to consider the base salary of those two techs, which is the 5,000 for each. Remember, we got to this number by taking the average base salary of a lab tech in the US, which is 60,000, and dividing it by 12 months, which gives us the 5,000 each. If we do the math, meaning we take the gross revenue, we take away the costs, we take away these other expenditures, we take away those two lab techs, we're going to get to a net income of 40,000. If we use a corporate net income tax of 21%, we're going to pay another $12,000 in taxes. And after all that, if we add a monthly payment of around $800 for a system, $800 is considering a financing of around 60 months of a system worth around $35,000. If we add that monthly payment after everything, what would be your net profit? Your net profit on this operation would be $27,500. Okay. That's a monthly net profit. What is the math that you have to run now? Let's pretend you invested 40K on this equipment. If you leave the 40K on the stock market, can you make 27,000 monthly? Definitely not. On a case like this, an average clinic with an average volume at an average price, it makes total sense to get into the digital dentistry right now. So that's the math that you have to run. Compare the money that you're investing on the system, if you leave that money on the stock market, is it going to generate a higher profit than working that inside your clinic? If the answer is yes, stock market higher than your clinic, don't invest. If the answer is the other way around, your profit on the clinic is higher than on the stock market, definitely go for the digital workflow. If you want to have that calculation ran for your lab at your clinic using your own numbers, your own volume, your own price, get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help.